Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Chemical Angel. We're going to be checking out Raphael's Fire of Devotion. So he seems to be part of the Empire's thing too as well. I don't know what's going on with the situation here. Like he helps with the coronation. I don't know what's going on with that. But it's a very interesting relationship that they seem to have here. So it says, no amount of disguise can hide the moment we fell in love. Oh my, wow, that kid. Damn, Raphael was like hungry. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Cause I haven't checked at all. I haven't really seen much about his card. The vessel exits the navigation tunnel and lands on the planet where the Empire's foundation of faith, the Santai's court, is located. Following the path while the court member serves as a guide, my attendants and I walk towards the tallest chapel on the planet.
Your Majesty, please sit on the Sanctus bench.
Sanctus. It's located on the right side of the building. Stained glass windows reflect golden morning light and cast magnificent colors across the area. Faint murmurs drift around the room. People who have already filled the observation seats converse in hushed tones. Following their gazes and conversations, I also look towards the gallows in the center of the chapel. Bound to it is the previous monarch of the Cosmic Empire. Is Sander? He's something more than a criminal now, a sinner. Wait, what? The sound of footsteps echoes against the stone floor, and the conversations around us immediately cease as the members of the Santai court rise in unison. It's him. Raphael is here.
Your quintessence.
A white hood covers half of Raphael's face as he steps through the light and onto the Sanctus bench. He slightly tilts his head to glance at me. I happen to meet his gaze. His indifference doesn't carry scrutiny, yet on me it weighs heavy like a mountain. I remain seated and make no effort to rise. He says nothing and sits next to me.
This place is remote and hardly pleasant. I thought the Empress wouldn't grace us with her presence.
As the Cosmic Empire's Empress, judging the guilty former monarch is also my duty. That's interesting that now this story has the last emperor apparently like a actual bad person. Raphael says nothing. He taps the edge of his chair. Oh, okay, that was quick as hell. He taps the edge of his chair and the man standing in the center strains his collar, and so the trial begins.
As the stellar ocean watches us, our faith in them remains unwavering. In accordance to the stellar ocean's current incarnation, the Sanctarch, I, the presiding judge appointed by his quintessence, shall sentence Lysander, the former emperor of the Empire. Lysander incited interstellar warfare to satisfy his personal desires and misused Estispith. He is no longer worthy of the noble throne. Therefore, Lysander shall be exiled to a black hole, and no one will be sent to retrieve him.
Damn. That's a horrible punishment to just go into a black hole and you can't be saved or anything. Like, that's a horrible punishment.
Representatives of the Empire, do you agree with this judgment?
In the Lower Galaxy, the Cosmic Empire may command all visible authority, but the Santai Court controls the unseen foundation of faith, manipulating the very heartbeat of the Empire from the shadows. Ever since Raphael became the Sanctarch, the Santai's court power has expanded to the point that it's temporarily crippled the Empire's development. Even though my reign as Empress hasn't been legitimized yet, facing the former Emperor's execution, I'm nothing more than a bystander. Oh, okay. Ooh, I guess I'm gonna assume I do not agree with leads to the bad ending, so let's just do that one first. The Empire can't be a subordinate to the Sanctai Court forever. Concessions will only encourage them to push for more. I do not agree. Lysander's punishment should be decided by the Empire. The Sanctai Court has no right to interfere. All is quiet in the chapel. Raphael looks at me, his gaze not revealing the seriousness I expected. Rather, there's a hint of intrigue. The Sancti Court members immediately rise and surround me and my attendants. But Raphael raises his hand. He's signaling them to stand down.
Since Her Majesty wishes to personally judge Lysander, I can make concessions. However, as the Sanctarch, I need to act on behalf of the Sanctide Court's interests if the Empress decides to take Lysander away.
Understanding Raphael's warning, I remain resolved in making my choice. I still remember the sunlight on the day I left the chapel. Resisting the Sanctine Court was easier than I imagined, but making the choice was difficult. The real challenge lay in the consequences. I used all my resources in an effort to find the Sanctine Court's weaknesses, or rather, Raphael's weaknesses. I set my sights on Raphael's home planet, Mura. That's where Astupith, the most important resource to the Empire, was located. When I attempted to control it, the Sanctine Court immediately declared war against the Empire. This protracted conflict consumed nearly half my life. Unfortunately, what I learned during that time happened while I was trapped in the depths of the chapel. Sometimes I wonder if things would have been different. Assuming the Sanctar and I stay in contact, maybe I would have gotten the chance to sit down and talk with him. But the wheel of history only moves forward. Even though I'm somewhat caught up in the momentum, I will still do my best to fulfill my duties as the Empress. Excerpt from the Empress's journal. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So we went to essentially take over Raphael's home planet, and then they declare war afterwards? But, like, why did she decide to do that fully? I'm, like, really thinking. Alright, so now we agree here. To ask me in such a pretentious manner, do I even have the option to disagree? On behalf of the Empire, I agree. For thousands of years, the Stellar Ocean has continued to observe the most ancient traditional methods of judgment. Scrolls are presented one after another to me and Raphael. I pick up the quill pen from the table. Chains click softly as the previous emperor raises his head. One crazed eye gleams under his dirty, matted golden curls.
I never thought I'd be judged by lunatics and liars. Faith, gods, they're nothing but lies.
Oh my god.
And you, my young empress.
Oh my god.
One day, you will become nothing but a rotting corpse in the chapel.
His gaze grows increasingly frenzied, but those words have drained the last ounce of his strength. The iron chains binding him are his only form of support. That's your fate, not mine. No longer paying attention to his shouts, I lower my gaze and sign my name on the scroll.
Have you ever killed anyone, Your Majesty?
Damn, okay. I was not expecting to be asked this question.
It was a joke. Once blood stains your clothes, it's difficult to remove. I happen to have something I want to show you. Follow me, please.
Raphael turns away. I'm right behind him as we leave, and the former emperor's mad laughter and curses still echo throughout the chapel. Raphael leads me to the garden at the end of the corridor. Next to a pristine fountain is a graceful sculpture embraced by the morning light.
The Empress's coronation ceremony requires a new statue. I believe an occasion this special shouldn't be left to others.
Oh, he looks so nice. The lighting here looks really nice on him. He lowers his head. With one hand, he lifts my chin to make me look at him.
Many have told me that amongst all the royal heirs, you are the most special. But their words have yet to ring true.
Damn. Fragmented light drifts through the garden. It's as brilliant as the palace when I first met Raphael. On that day, Raphael became the Sanctarch. As a royal heir, I stood in the great hall and looked at the young, handsome Sanctarch. He stood under the dome painting that depicted the stellar ocean. Many have told me that the Sanctarch is skilled in the arts, but the sculpture, the eyes are too narrow and the lips are too thin. It doesn't look like me at all. With an almost insolent gaze, I examine Raphael's face. Then I turn around and pick up the carving knife that was set aside. I'll carve it myself.
You could say I've seen far too many statues of people.
Raphael grips my hand and guides it to carve the statue's face. His grip is firm and unyielding. It feels as though I'm being controlled like a puppet. When I glance to the side, I note the indifference in Raphael's gaze. I'm at a distance where I can hear him breathe.
They were just monarchs, but they believed that once they were enshrined, they would be immortal like gods. I delivered statue after statue. I didn't have the time to properly appreciate them, since I would already be carving the next one.
Raphael gently brushes away the dust from the statue's face with his fingertips.
How long do you think yours will be displayed in the Great Hall?
If we're actually counting, then the sanctuary must have quite a few sculptures. The faithful dedicated them to your good sentence, after all. But when people kneel before your statues, are they praying or readying themselves to be punished for their sins? The sanctite court is nothing more than a symbol. To me, it doesn't matter who leads it. You only need to do your duties well. As for other matters, it's possible that they're beyond the sanctite court's jurisdiction.
Long live the Sanctarch!
The commotion outside the chapel reverberates at an opportune moment. My words now seem hollow and empty.
It's time. Would you like to accompany me to see those followers?
Irritated, I pull my hand from Raphael's grasp. That won't be necessary. You've done so much today, your quintessence. It's time for you to rest. The starship is docked on the top floor of the chapel. As I prepare to leave, I look down at the bustling crowd. That splash of color belonging to Raphael is like a spark that fell into a wasteland. As soon as he steps out, a crowd bathed in dimness surrounds him. Only a gust is needed to ignite the flame of conflict. When that happens, I will be subjugated and reduced to a chapter in the cosmic history under Rafayel. I must stop the sanctite court from expanding. Okay, so Raphael is like leading this court, but apparently under him, they're rising in power, and now they're kind of being a hindrance to the empire, which, you know, as the empress, that's a problem to her. Raphael would be my starting point. That's why she wanted to target his weakness in the bad ending, because she's trying to take him down. Oh, wow.
They say the Sanctarch has 10 different souls. No one can truly kill his quintessence.
Those who anger the Sanctarch shall be punished by the Stellar Ocean before dying under mysterious circumstances. I heard that his quintessence opens a third eye while sleeping and feeds on human brain matter for sustenance.
Okay, these are some interesting rumors going around here. Enough. In order to understand who Raphael actually is, I summoned ministers who have contacted him. But I only heard absurd, useless information in the court. I need to silence everyone. They say this, I've heard that. Since when did you start believing in nonsense?
Your Majesty, I think we should focus on Muria. It's a planet controlled by the Sanctite Court.
The strategist, a minister whose duty is to predict the course of events as they unfold in Alchemy Council, steps forward.
In the past, the former Emperor promised that he'd hand over Muria to the Sanctarch. It was an attempt to appease the Sanctite Court because of their relentless pressure on the Empire. Muria is the Sanctarch's home planet. His quintessence lived there as a child.
Okay.
Moreover, Muria possesses an energy source that's extremely important to the Empire, Astaspith.
Astaspith. Which is what the other former emperor was doing. Like, he was doing something with that?
Ever since the Sanctite Court took control of Muria, they have restricted the Empire's Astaspith extraction and mining operations.
Astaspith. The Empire's technological research and weapons manufacturing use Astaspith, but only Muria's oceans can produce it. There are alternative energy sources, but the Sanctite Court's actions are equivalent to strangling half of the Empire's lifeline. Raphael made a brilliant strategic move. The Sanctite possesses a supernatural ability that lets him control others. The former emperor once told me about it. He theorized that Astaspith could affect the human body and bring forth tremendous power. It might be why the Sanctar can use such a skill. Is Rafayel obstructing the Empire's mining operations because Azusa is extremely important to him? Well, if it's something from his home planet, I'm assuming it is important to him. But if it's needed so much for the Empire, have they not struck like a deal or like a proper way to like be able to like have some? Maybe it's just as Lysander is suspected, as this is the source of his supernatural power. Seeing my train of thought, the strategist provides me with additional information.
This year's Tide Prayer is approaching, and we reviewed several records. Every year...
Oh my god, It says, every year on that day, the Sanctar returns to Myria. He goes to that distant planet from the Allure Galaxy just because of the Tide Prayer? Grabbing a possible lead that from countless thoughts, I pause. It seems the connection between the Sanctar, Myria, and Astrosis is not a small matter. Why don't we investigate this further? Prepare starship. Its destination is Myria. Oh, okay, but is he going to be happy with us going there? Myria main island. The gray-blue glass acts like the islands of the deep sea. It slowly peels away the veneer. A planet suddenly emerges from the stellar ocean. Its name is Myria. The starship slowly descends and passes through the fog belt at low altitude. Boundless seawater fills our vision. Neither pure blue or black stagnant water is a metallic rust-like gray that surrounds the remaining remnants of land. As the starship descends through the sea mist, the outline of the small town emerges. Today is Tide Prayer. People dressed in light-colored robes are gathered in the small square. The Sanctar leads the quiet prayers. Okay. I adjust the mask on my face, wrap my cloak more tightly around me, and follow the crowd to the center of the square. The morning light falls lovingly upon Rafayel like golden gauze draped over an exquisite divine statue. A large tree covers his face as he bestows blessings upon the people who are here for morning prayers.
The radiance shall accompany Myria and all who look up to it forevermore.
During the recitation, I'm only a few paces away from Rafayel. Rafayel raises his head. His serene gaze is akin to a floating bubble as it seemingly drifts and lands on me. Curses. He didn't recognize me, right? I quickly lower my head, but all I see is the crowd slowly parting. A hand is extended before me.
One must first acknowledge their sins to find deliverance. Tell me, my lady, what is your sin?
I'm here to seek the Stellar Ocean's protection.
It is their duty.
Rafayel takes my hand and leads me to where he has been standing before. I'm underneath that morning
The Stellar
light.
Ocean's radiance shines upon all creatures. No matter who you are, you shall be watched by them.
Rafayel lowers his gaze, and his unfamiliar, gentle gaze seems to have already pierced through my mask. He recognizes me. But watching, this feels more like a covert warning. He doesn't want me to act rashly. He is watching me.
All shall be protected by the Stellar Ocean.
Long live the Sanctide Court! Long live the Sanctar!
Hmm.
Long live the Sanctide Court! Long live the Sanctar!
My posture is almost stiff, and I'm unable to ignore a certain sensation. Rafayel is pressing a small steel dagger against my back.
So the Empress has decided to attend Tide Prayer. Why didn't you tell me in advance, Your Majesty? Please head back. Myria isn't a safe planet. It'd be most unfortunate if something bad were to happen.
The chanting lingers in the air, the prayers end, and people surge forward. The pressure behind me eases, the crowd instantly engulfs me as my attendants return to my side. We've been discovered. Keep following him, but be careful.
Your Majesty, the mining area was sealed off this morning. All the miners have been ordered by the Sanctide Court to withdraw. Last year's mining records show that the area was only sealed off during Tide Prayer, too.
Okay. I knew it. Tide Prayer was just Rafayel's excuse to return to Myria. His real objective involves Astafith. We'll stick to our original plan and go underwater. We'll look at the mining area in the sea.
Please reconsider, Your Majesty. We're unfamiliar with Myria's marine environment, And there are also tide whales.
Tide whales are legendary sea beasts that are extremely dangerous. They can appear and disappear without a trace, and one is capable of destroying 2 or 3 submarines. The existence of tide whales have never been confirmed. Besides, something's not right. We can't let this lead go to waste. Oh, okay. The sunset's fiery red spills across the deck of the mining base. The steel floor reflects a metallic gleam. My attendants and I silently neutralize the station guards and decipher the submarine's access code within the base. The submarine's lights pierce through the dark ocean. I sit in the control room as we reach the mining area at a depth of 3,000 meters. Wow. They're going really underwater.
Warning. Continuous anomalous fluctuations detected in the magnetic field ahead.
Navigate the area. Following the direction of the abnormalities, the submarine descends. Slowly, the seawater is illuminated by the fluorescent blue light. I know it's because of the aspirative. It melts into seawater and manifests as radiant blue specks of light. They float and shimmer with the currents. I've only seen extracted aspiratives before. I never expected it to be this bright. It can almost illuminate the entire ocean. Aspirative surrounds the submarine, and it becomes increasingly brighter as I make out a clear, dark blue path of light. At the end of it lies a sunken, abandoned structure on the seabed. Move closer to get a better look.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I have a inkling that something bad will happen, and then Rafayel will have to come get us or save us, or he might be waiting for us. I don't know. The submarine searches through the structure. After we pass several ornately carved stone pillars, our field of vision expands. This appears to be a garden. Throughout history, Myria has experienced many instances of submersion. This place must have been a city at one point. The submarine system indicates another life source has been detected. Masses of aspirative appear. They swirl around a colorful cluster of coral. I slowly approach. The murky seawater becomes clear and reveals a sight I can hardly believe. Is that a person? The fluorescent blue ring of light softly illuminates his face, and even though I'm a considerable distance away, I still recognize him. Oh yeah, so he's... Whoa! Oh, wow, nice sight to see here. Wow. Without his mask and robes, Rafayel no longer resembles a lofty sanctard. He rests quietly in the coral as if he's in a peaceful slumber. Rafayel? Why is he here? Aspirative gathers around him and forms slender chains of energy. They pierce his body. Fluorescent blue light particles float towards Rafayel as if they're delivering energy into him. Aspirative can be directly injected into the body and become usable energy. This will surely bring unimaginable power to the Empire. Oh my god. Before my gaze moves away from the sight, torrential roars shake the seawater. The radar is sending out alarms. A massive tail swoops over the submarine and a ferocious sea monster bursts through the darkness. The Empire submarine of the highest grade is destroyed just like that. A tide whale? How is this possible? In the violent impact, I fall into the ocean. Although technology allows me to breathe underwater, I feel pain. Rafayel is still there. In this critical moment, I don't have time to think about how he might be someone I'm supposed to kill. My instinct is to save him. The violent turbulence fails to wake Rafayel, so I grip swim to his side and grab his arm. But the aspirative acts like vines that are growing from his body. They're resisting me. Flinging his sword towards the sky from the submarine's location, I'm running out of time. Desperate, I pull him back. When the submarine explodes... Oh god, I can't... Okay, wouldn't even let me read that. When the submarine explodes, I tear Rafayel out of the coral formation and the thunderous sound causes the seawater to churn. The sea monster's shadow looms over me, but I can't give in to fear. I use all my strength to swim upward. But the seawater's depths are too much. After swimming for who knows how long, I slowly become exhausted. My consciousness scatters, my body sinks until a hand goes onto me. Rafayel? Okay. A suffocating sensation fills my chest, the water chokes me, then I wake up. After coughing a few times, I finally recover from the dizziness. There's a stove where scattered pieces of fire will burn, a light is cast on the narrow room's damp floor and walls. A box of emergency rations marked as fish is propped over the pile of firewood, and the Rafayel shadow sways along with a fishy aroma. He looks mad, like at us, like for being here. The way he looks here, oh my god. I didn't mistake him for someone else in the ocean. But where are we? How is he still...
Eat.
As he speaks, he tears open the package of fish and places the food on the ground. Are you in A thin, trembling kitten emerges from the corner and eats happily.
This is for cats. Are you a cat?
Ignoring his teasing, I cautiously survey the area. Although the room is small, it has basic living facilities, yet it looks somewhat old and displays signs of wear and tear. It's as if no one has been here for a long time. You got me out of the ocean. Where are we?
This is a temporary base that people used when they mined Estus pith. It was abandoned a long time ago. When we surfaced, this was the closest location. We'll be resting here for a while.
Rafayel lowers his gaze and watches the cat lick the fish.
In any case, I just fished you out.
What about my attendants? I remove the locator from my waterproof cloak and open it. The signal sources mark that my attendants have been disconnected. I hope nothing bad happened to them. Oh wow. Because I'm worried about my attendant's safety, I want to leave as quickly as possible. I don't think too deeply and pull open the heavy iron door. In the endless darkness, I see rainwater and wind hit me. I can't open my eyes even though I'm near the door. With no other choice, I close the door. Oh my god, that's not good.
You're the one who got disconnected. This place is far away from Muria's main island. We have to wait for the storm to stop before we can leave. Your people are alive on the main island. Even if they could rescue you, it'd take at least a day.
So, I have to stay here with him for now. Back inside the base, I check the mechanical blade hidden on my wrist as a precaution.
If I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead.
Being cautious never hurts. Ever since people started addressing me as Your Majesty, I've always had a weapon on hand. I also heard the Sanctuary experienced similar troubles.
Heard? I thought you did a thorough investigation.
Even if Rafayel exposes my purpose, I don't panic. He has countless people who can serve as informants, and this is his home planet. Finding out what we're doing would be a simple matter.
You're bolder than I imagined. I warned you, and yet you still chose to follow me here.
How else can a person uncover the most valuable secrets if they don't venture into danger? It turns out the revered Sanctuary has to absorb aspertiff to sustain itself. And aspertiff allows you to use those mystical arts, correct?
People who know too many secrets don't live long.
His words are threatening, but Rafayel acts as though he's the one being threatened. The color has drained from his face and blinking eye. Realizing he's unwell, I cautiously sit up and move closer to observe his condition. I'm not sure if I'm seeing things, but there seems to be faint blue specks of light on Rafayel's skin. Okay, it's like similar to how he is when in mermaid form. Okay. As soon as I reach out to touch them, Rafayel grabs my wrist.
You've crossed the line, Your Majesty.
He stares at me, and a streak of fluorescent blue light flashes in his eyes. It doused a sharp edge. Like, he looks so, like, his face looks upset. Like, it's very, like, interesting to see. Like, he looks upset at you for being here, to finding out, like, what he's using, like, the aspertiff for. Seeing, like, the skin stuff now. It's like he's really upset at you for it. The fluorescent blue, aspertiff has the exact same color. It seems my guess was correct. He's unwell. Perhaps it's because I interrupted him while he was absorbing energy. Puzzled by why I suddenly want to touch Rafayel, I retreat and pull my hand back. Don't misunderstand. I thought that if something were to happen to you here, the conflict between the Empire and the Sanctuary Court will only escalate.
Assuming this conflict exists, why did you save me?
Maria was once under the Empire. In other words, you're also my subject. Can a ruler stand by and watch their subject die?
You're so kind.
Rafayel turns away. He's breathing heavy. Hot air leaves his nose. I stand, walk to the table, and use the firelight to find the drinking water tank in the corner. After confirming it's clean, I take a small bowl and get water for Rafayel. Here, drink. He lifts his eyelids to glance at me, his expression somewhat perplexed. You did save me.
I just need to rest. I'm not dying.
Despite saying that, Raphael takes the bowl, drinks the water, and I start to walk around the room. In one corner of the room, rust-covered machinery is piled up. At its center is an electronic display, its screen covered in dust. I gently touch the screen. Several words appear. Expletive mining log. The first page is a record of sea monster sightings. I didn't think the Tyrells from Legends actually existed. Wow, he's like
Many
really close.
entities in those myths might be real.
At some point, Raphael has moved behind me. When I turn, I almost bump into his nose. Like, you see how close this man looks? His pupils and skin have returned to normal, and the fluorescent blue marks have disappeared. He'd be covered, I suppose. According to those legends, the Sanctard eats raw meat, drinks blood, and sleeps with his eyes open. But judging by what I've seen today, that's not exactly accurate. Besides, the important things that do matter don't appear in myths. But close enough that I can hear him breathe, Raphael's gaze is no longer sharp. In fact, there's a nonchalant laziness to it. Well, I clear my throat and step back, but in an attempt to create some distance between us, I knock over the receiver on the table.
This is the Narek Temporary Mining Base's real-time weather report. At 2025, the 2-hour storm will gradually end in the Narek Sea. With a visibility of less than 8 kilometers, the northern part of the ocean will face level 4 winds.
I'm stunned. Raphael takes the display from me, flips forward a few pages, and looks down.
Since your curiosity knows no bounds, I'll tell you a story.
Raphael tosses me the display and I catch it. The screen is still lit. It only has one line of text. This sea no longer looks like our home. Where else can I go?
Once upon a time, there was a thriving seaside city in Muria. It had an abundance of natural resources. In the vast cosmos, the planet remained undiscovered for a long time. The people lived peacefully. Years later, Muria was discovered. That was when the slaughter began. Before the technology for extracting Astaspith was fully developed, the few survivors were used as mining tools.
Wow, that's really messed up. The strong prey on the weak. I will hope both of us understand that. If you aren't the person standing at the apex, then even survival itself becomes a luxury.
Isn't the tension between the Empire and the Sanctide Court also a form of survival of the fittest?
Raphael turns off the receiver and the static in the air disappears. Is that why you want power? You don't want to be weak. You just refuse to be defeated in this race. Or rather, you want revenge against the people who harmed this place.
They've already paid the price. The execution of the former Emperor is one part of it. Opposing the Sanctide Court won't be beneficial.
Noticing the implications behind Raphael's words, I go to a blank page on the display and draw a few lines. The diagonal lines are the eaves of a roof, and 2 small figures fit under them. The wavy lines represent the burning firewood. Everything matches our current surroundings. The present is the present. The future is another story. But since neither of us can go back, we might as well pretend you're at the Sanctard and I'm not the Empress. We can at least try to be friendly. Raphael stares at my simple sketch and touches it. As if waking up from a dream, he sweeps his fingers across it like he's cutting thin air. The drawing disappears.
Let's go.
To whence?
The rain has ceased. We'll visit the small islands around the temporary base. Maybe we can contact your attendants.
Outside, the sea surface is calmed down. This is a small low structure built from materials that won't easily erode from seawater. Waves crashed against the jetty outside the base. Droplets land on my shoes. I follow Raphael and board the speedboat at the end of the jetty. The propeller spins, stirring up the seawater. The base's figure slowly recedes into the night. After traveling for some time, a narrow strip of land emerges from the mist. The town's lights twinkle, and the sea breeze carries distant, melodious, cheerful music. Okay. This place seems to be celebrating a festival. Streamers hang from buildings beneath pointed roofs. The shops on both sides of the street glow with warm lights. Rafayel did say Maria was destroyed during an invasion, but the streets before me shows no traces of disaster. Coming here from the silent, dilapidated temporary base makes me feel like a traveler through time. My bad. The located beep twice and calls back to reality. It indicates the connection has been restored and has similar coordinates to my attendants.
Every year on the night of the Tide Prayer, they host a celebration.
A fragment of aroma wafts over. Rafayel hands me a paper bowl filled with grilled fish.
Take it. This is the grilled fish I owe you.
Thank you. Despite expressing my gratitude, I hesitate for a moment. I don't know if I should accept it.
Once you're done eating, you should go.
Rafayel seizes and puts it directly into my hands. What about you?
No one recognizing me is a rare occurrence. I want to stay for a bit.
Oh. Rafayel looks relaxed, and it appears he does want to linger for such a simple reason. Soothing music resounds in my ears. The carefree women wearing dark blue dance skirts step into the clearing that could hardly be called a square. They dance passionately, swinging their skirts, the reminiscence of fish swimming in the ocean. I pick up the fish. I taste its freshness and the flavor of being free from heavy responsibilities, something I rarely experience. What's the name of that dance?
It's not a specific dance. When the music plays, they move based on how they feel. Do you want to try?
Addressing the Empress by her first name. I pause. It's been many years since anyone addressed me as such. It's been so long that I've forgotten that being an Empress is simply a role.
There's no such thing as Empresses or Sanctarchs here. I believe we're just two ordinary people.
Aw. Like, we're just having like a simple moment, like, just without the roles that are, making us enemies. We're just like, we're here as ourselves. Just take the time to be ourselves. Okay, Rafayel. The corner of his mouth curls upward, and I place my hand on his shoulder. Just so you're aware, I'm good at dancing.
Are you referring to the times you listened to solemn melodies in the palace? You only wore the appropriate poses and expressions. That can't be called dancing.
Rafayel supports my waist with one hand. Using a firm grip, he pulls me closer as I lower myself and lean back. He leans down, seemingly immobilizing me in his embrace. His unyielding authority refuses to be resisted.
You can let me lead.
Rafayel, allow me to tell you a secret. I'm not the obedient, docile person you think I am. Outside the palace, I have other sides you've never seen before. So, well, okay. I push Rafayel away and he immediately steps forward. Without giving Rafayel a chance to react, I take his hand. Pulling him towards me, I become the one who leads this dance. Our hands move across each other's bodies in accordance to the rhythm. We must look intimate at this moment.
I take back what I said about not seeing how you're special.
Oh, that's so cute. As the music gradually fades, Rafayel catches me. While those final notes resound, we lock eyes. Neither of us speaks until the voices around us erupt in excitement. Only then does the air seem to rush into the space between us. We had like our own little special moment, and nobody ruined, and that's so cute. That's so sweet.
Wait.
I realized that all of the men who have been dancing are now bowing down to kiss the back of the partner's hands. But kissing the back of one's hand has another meaning in the Empire. During the monarch's coronation ceremony, the Sanctarch kisses the back of their hand as a gesture of approval and recognition. Even though this isn't a coronation, I try to pull away, but Rafayel doesn't let go.
Why are you worried? This is nothing more than a meaningless kiss given to a dance partner.
My heart pounds like a drum. I assume it's because I dance so passionately. I offer my hand to Rafayel, and his soft lips immediately touch the back of my hand. The sensation tickles as gentle relief ripples forward. For some reason, a thought appeared in my mind. If there's anything that could commemorate these few seconds, it's this kiss. The locator on my cloak vibrates. My attendants are sending me a signal. When the device starts ringing, it means they found my location. They're on their way to take me back. Oh, she's already missing. Like, her freedom was already come and gone. I feel a hint of regret.
Do you want to stay here?
No. A thought voluntarily arises in my mind. In the time I have left, what else can I do with Rafayel? My gaze falls on Rafayel, and I realize I shouldn't dwell on it. What I must do is wait for the moment when we part ways. Following the crowd as it disperses, Rafayel and I walk along the street heading toward the coast. The sea wind stirs, and the chapel stands alone on the edge of a cliff.
Shall we wait there?
Push over the chapel's heavy door and sit on the pews. The dim light before the statue envelops us. The silent, boundless sea surges under the moon. When the time comes, I'll see my attendant's arrival through the window. The chapel is vast, and the lights around us are faint. From the prayer room located in the depths, the intermittent voice of a devout person can be heard.
Oh, divine Stella Ocean, I love someone who cannot love me back. Our families are locked in a bitter conflict. We're destined for different paths, so we can't be together.
Ooh, I think this is hinting on how Raphael's and MC's relationship is here. Which makes sense because it seems like he helps, like he's part of like helping the Empire but in a different way, and like I said, it's like at the same time being enemies because of the fact that Raphael is like slowly gaining more power with his Sanctite Court, which could hinder the Empire. And she, like she said, she was trying to find a way to like, you know, lower his like, you know, power and everything. But like as this moment, having the sweet dance and everything, they're both realizing like, oh, like we actually have a good understanding of each other, and like they're slowly falling in love. So it's like, ooh, but they shouldn't do so. Like, oh man.
Please forgive me for my sins. I fell in love with her. Please forgive me for my sins. I kissed her and touched her body. Please forgive me for being unable to suppress my love for her. Even now, I can't forget her.
Wow. The voice stops and the chapel falls silent. But his prayers linger in my ears. They turn into thoughts I can't ignore. How would the Sanctite Court deal with such a sin?
To love or not to love, neither is under the gods' dominion.
So, being destined for different paths is utter nonsense. I look up. A blinding flash of lightning streaks across the sky and illuminates the chapel. It's going to rain soon. In that brief radiance, I look at Rafayel. He thinks falling in love with someone he shouldn't love is a sin, but maybe this was inevitable for him. The downpour starts. I can almost believe my heartbeat is the sound of rainfall. Using the heavy rain to drown out my racing heart, I move an inch to be close to Rafayel. In that quietness, Rafayel watches me for a long time. Oh god. Then he gradually leans in until our bodies are seemingly pressed together. I see my reflection in Raphael's eyes right before our lips touch. Perhaps he no longer sees an inexperienced empress. Rather, there's only a woman he still wants to be close to after stripping away every identity.
It's time. You should leave.
The locator continuously emits a sound as if we reach the end of the countdown. Oh no! Maria's climate is unstable. It's common for sudden downpours to come as quickly as they go. When I leave the chapel, the rain has eased. On the holographic map, the spacecraft that's here to pick me up is descending nearby. Brushing away my windswept hair, I look at Rafayel as harsh light blazes behind me. I watch him move closer to the shore one step at a time. Worry punches my heart. Rafayel, the sea has waves at least 1,000 feet high crash against the land behind him. He watches me from a distance.
I don't really want you dead anymore. Life actually feels interesting when you're the Empress.
A tidal wave leaps out of the water, its massive shadow enveloping me and the spacecraft. Raphael falls backward into the sea. Then the tidal wave crashes into the ocean with a thunderous roar. I chase after them. Raphael's figure stands on the departed sea creature as it leaves behind waves reminiscent of mountain ridges on the water surface. So Raphael and the tidal wave aren't enemies. That was so nice. That night, Maria feels dreamlike and ethereal, only visits me after the sun sets in those darkest hours. But the time in which I've woken up from that dream increasingly grows longer. Sitting upon my throne, I calmly issued the order to form a blockade around Maria and discuss strategies related to the planet and asbestos mining. As I expected, Raphael would never allow the Empire to manipulate him like this. Several Imperial officials have died, and so a banquet called the Grand Unveiling has caught my eye. It's a grand event organized by Rafayel. Everyone in the Empire is vying for an invitation. Okay, we're, doing another plan?
The officials who attended it experienced an episode of madness after leaving. They squandered their wealth, destroyed their reputations, wrote countless bloody confession letters, and took their own lives at the doorsteps.
What?
I found this in their homes.
The minister hands me an envelope. Opening it, I find an invitation to the Grand Unveiling. It's from Rafayel.
The Sanctarch organized this banquet and invited the Empire's most powerful ministers who wielded real authority.
So he is he's taking them out by doing this party. Huh.
Their wealth and reputation are secondary. What matters is the armies under their command.
The Sanctite Court can't match the Empire's military strength. They need troops to break through the blockade. First, he used high prayer as a pretense towards their assertive. Now he's using banquets to gather forces so he can fight the Empire. Raphael, you're using the same old tricks. A general standing in the Great Hall steps forward and presents a dagger in an ornate sheath.
Your Majesty, this is a dagger forged from Estespith. Please accept it for your protection. The Sancti Court shall inevitably challenge us someday. I hope you'll prioritize your safety.
I draw the dagger halfway. A fluorescent blue light shimmers on the sharp, cold blade. Find out which officials receive invitations to the Grand Unveiling. I want a thorough investigation. In a few days, I'll visit the Sancti Court's chapel to confirm the details of the coronation ceremony. Until then, don't act rashly. It doesn't matter what happens. They bow and acknowledge their orders. I look down and slide the dagger back into the sheath. Okay. Before the coronation ceremony, the Empire has already deployed troops to Emeria. It was to control the Astis mining areas and set up extremely strict procedures. Authorization protocols have been set so the Empire could start at any time. Astis became a resource under the Empire's control. It can't fall into the Sancti Court's hands. And just like that, those forceful measures shattered the superficial peace between the Empire and the Sancti Court. Ooh, okay, so now that we're pushing forward for it, now it's kind of causing more issues between the two, galaxy, two places, two organizations. At night, everything is still in the Sancti Court's chapel. I'm staying here with several attendants as I wait for tomorrow's coronation ceremony. I expected the Sancti Court to be troublesome, but surprisingly, everything has been going smoothly. It's just like the Sancti hasn't shown up once.
Your Majesty, this is your room.
I nod and remove my robe, but I'm confused as to why the maid is still standing in the doorway. Is there anything else? The maid remains silent, her forearm twitching as he pulls out a note from her pocket. Upon closer inspection, there seems to be a fluorescent blue light clinging to her skin. Don't tell me this is actually Raphael. Raphael? He's using his power to control her? Annoyed, I unfold the paper. Top floor, to the west, second to last room, Raphael signed us. You're giving this to me now. What do you want to do? I subconsciously check the aspirative dagger that's strapped to my thigh. After tomorrow, I will officially be the Empress, and Raphael will be nothing more than the Sancti Court Sanctarch. This is the last night that belongs to us, two people without any identities. I would attend this meeting. Okay, I thought Raphael was disguised as the maid, but no, it's just that he He was just using her to give our girl a note. At midnight, everything is empty and silent in the chapel. The flickering candlelight illuminates the corridors. Reaching the location mentioned in the note, I push open the door. The starry sky enters my vision, and there's an airship beside the launch platform. Under the starlight, Rafayel stands quietly in front of it. You contacted me in the middle of the night. Are you not going to tell me where we're headed?
So you wouldn't have come if I didn't tell you?
I'm speechless. The starship's hatch slowly opens, and I follow Rafayel into the cockpit. The instruments glow dimly as he skillfully operates the various controls. The airship stirs up air. Oh, okay.
You're not even worried about the possibility of me kidnapping you.
On the night before the coronation, the Sanctar takes the Empress and runs away. It doesn't sound like kidnapping, it's almost like...
We're eloping?
We're settling a personal vendetta. The patches were narrower. The what? Oh my god. I watched the coordinates blink as the navigation system shows that we're approaching the border. The realization dawns on me. Are you taking me to the Interstellar Fortress?
You're clever.
The Interstellar Fortress acts as a barrier. It's the Sentinel standing in front of Deepspace's forbidden zones. Beyond it, the area is filled with turbulence and debris. It's extremely dangerous for flying spacecraft to navigate.
If you're scared, you can still change your mind.
You're here. Why should I be afraid? Even so, I immediately check the safety equipment inside the spacecraft.
Don't worry. I'll bring you back safely so others won't think we actually eloped.
She's like, but I want that though. The rapidly spinning propellers disperse the dark color mist. Several towers rising towards Deepspace stand guard over the safety barrier along the perimeter. The airship enters the departure zone. Several beams of light streak across the sky, and the almost transparent barrier opens up on both sides. The vast cosmos unfolds before us. In the distance, blinding light pulsates like a series of detonations. Another neutron star has exploded somewhere far away.
You've seen meteoroids explode in space?
When I was young, I was kidnapped because of my status as the crown princess. They took me and fled. Since they chose to only use hidden interstellar routes, I saw it once during my journey.
I thought you were well protected since childhood.
It's because danger was always lurking. Social protection was par for the course.
So what happened?
I finished them off personally.
You must repay any grudge, huh? In a way, you were just like me. Sit tight.
He activates the airship's defense mechanism. The vessel's speed suddenly surges, and I'm forcefully pressed back into my seat. Meteorites of all sizes form another tunnel. We weave through the bizarre, otherworldly scenery. The instrument panel reflects Rafayel's calm expression. Amid the violent turbulence, he pilots the airship and breaks free from this obstacle-filled galaxy. The vessel escapes the torrent and enters an ocean of stars. What is this place? It's as if we're falling into a pool of water under the setting sun. The purplish-red nebula forms two wings across the cosmic canvas. It's like a dancing butterfly. That sounds like a really nice, scenery, but we don't get to see that.
The Butterfly Nebula is the result of two meteoroids colliding. It's hidden behind the turbulence, and it's impossible to see unless you pass through the chaos. Tomorrow is your coronation ceremony. I think you should have a good gift.
I turn my head towards Rafayel. Because I look at the nebula for so long, the colors belonging to the ocean of stars gently veil my eyes. In my vision, Rafayel is also tinted with those hues. The sight becomes a memory related to this night. It's more beautiful than when I saw it as a child. Thank you. At this moment, I seemingly have gained the freedom to be honest with my feelings. I envied those two meteoroids. One of them collided with the other. They couldn't escape their fates, yet in the process they became a rare, beautiful spectacle.
They've been shattered, broken into little pieces. Is being envious of that worthwhile? I won't accept such an outcome, and I don't believe in fate either. I believe wherever my choices lead me shall be my fate.
Before I could fully process what's happening, Rafayel leans towards me. His palm, clad in a seam of warmth, is pressing his thigh over my clothing. Intimate yet methodical. Oh god. What is he? Oh my god, how do you say this word? Methodical. His hand moves up by half an inch. My heart skips a beat. Rafayel touches my dagger.
You know I won't start a war in Muria, so you set up a blockade around the Astaspith mining areas.
You figured it out?
Many have sat on that imperial throne. I thought you'd be the same as them.
In the dim light of the cockpit, our breaths mingle as Rafayel moves closer. I can feel his gaze on me. Judging by his expression, I realize he's aware that I brought a dagger. He also knows where it is.
You're not the first ruler who wanted to kill me, but you're the first to call me by my name, and the first one to dance with me.
He pushes my robe aside, but what touches me isn't Rafayel's hand. It's a cold glass bottle. He tucks it under my thigh strap. The item sits next to my dagger.
I found an interesting bauble. When two people drink this potion, they will form an unbreakable connection. They will share each other's joy, pain, and death.
Okay.
It's not love per se, but it's almost like it.
Well, it's like the similar as like doing vows, right? Man, we kind of are eloping to a certain extent. Oh my god. Rafayel's gentle gaze floats and settles on my lips.
You can choose the dagger or the potion.
The distance between us is no bigger than a hair. We stare at each other and share a look that's impossible to decipher, to surrender to. In that daze, my memories of our time in the chapel in Myria return. Our breaths intermingle as we were almost pressed up against each other. But that was merely a momentary lapse of judgment. I should erase it from my mind. Rafayel, I want to secure my position as Empress. The choice I'll make is the one you don't want to hear. As the Fifth is already under the Empire's control, I now possess a weapon capable of threatening the Sanctite Court and Rafayel. When victory is within reach, choosing love would be absurd. Aww. Rafayel rests his gaze and moves back to create an appropriate distance between us. The airship is restarted. It stirs up the dust that quietly floats in deep space. I steady myself, but as Rafayel pilots the airship to leave, I can't help but look back. The magnificent butterfly remains as if it will never change. We who witness it, however, shall return to turbulent currents. It's like we have a moment of peace together, and then now we have to go back to business and stuff. Sunlight passes through the opening at the top of the dome and falls onto the sacred chapel where the coronation ceremony is held. Under everyone's watchful gaze, I stand before the stained glass window. Wearing my robes for the coronation ceremony, I look at the sculpture that belongs to me. The chapel bell rings as scheduled, but the Sanctart has yet to appear. There's no need to wait for his contestants. Proceed with the ceremony. After an oath is sworn, the Sanctart places the crown upon the monarch's head. It symbolizes the Sanctite Court's approval of royal authority. Rafayel isn't here, so I don't intend to continue following his predicament.
Your Majesty.
The attendant by my side wears a solemn expression.
We just received word that the Sanctite Court has attacked the Empire's forces in Muria. They're currently engaged in combat.
Oh. I anticipated this, but my heart still sinks when I hear the news.
His quintessence, the Sanctarch, has arrived.
The official immediately bows his head as a form of salutation. Meanwhile, I look at the gates. A stern expression is on my face. Sanctite Court members surround Rafayel as he enters. Today he wears the most ceremonial, solemn attire that belongs only to the Sanctarch. The Sanctarch must think that the process of presenting the crown to the Empress is unimportant. His quintessence has only arrived now, after all. It just so happens that I share the same sentiments. Since the Empress rules over the Empire, it's natural for the Sanctite Court to not interfere. Everyone understands the meaning behind my words. The Empress doesn't need the Sanctite Court's recognition. The Imperial soldiers on standby place their hands on their swords in unison. The Sanctite Court members assume the same stance, and the atmosphere becomes tense. Rafayel, at the center of everyone's attention, raises his hand slightly. The court members lower their weapons.
If there is no crown, then there is no sovereignty. Surely Her Majesty has no intention of ignoring history.
Perhaps my actions will set the next president. Rafayel extends his hand towards me. It's an invitation to start the ceremony where he kisses the back of my hand. I don't move. Rafayel watches me, his expression calm. A streak of fluorescent blue light flashes across his eyes. Raphael's gazes control my movements, and my consciousness is scattered for a moment, and I watch myself place my hand into his palm. He's using his power to control me. He bows slightly and places a gentle, warm kiss on the back of my hand. I calmly look at him. The person before me is strange and familiar. His kiss on the back of my hand overlaps with the memories of our time in Myria. I and Raphael's time has ended. All that remains is the Empress and the Sanctarch.
On behalf of the Sanktide Court, I shall bless the new Empress. The Sanktide Court shall continue to work with the Empire to establish legitimacy in the Alor Galaxy.
The fluorescent blue glow in Raphael's eyes fades, and I pull my hand away. I've also been waiting for this day, for a long time. His pause is almost imperceptible. He takes the crown and places it on my head.
Allow me to send a congratulatory gift. I would like to formally invite the Cosmic Empire's Empress to the grand unveiling banquet.
I suppress my surprise as every gaze in the room falls upon me and Rafayel. Those unaware of the truth might think Rafayel is extending an olive branch towards the Empire, but I know this is a trap that I can't simply refuse. Ooh, okay. Once the ceremony has ended, the statue of me returns to the palace.
Your Majesty, where would you like to place your sculpture?
The sunset's glow filters through the windows on both sides of the courtyard. Like gauze, it covers the statue's face. I trace her eyes with my fingers and wonder how long it took for Rafayel to carve this. I don't want the sculpture. I drew the dagger meant for Rafayel from my thigh strap and viciously stabbed the statue. The stone cracks from where the blade was plunged. Tiny fragments tumble down. Destroy it. I pull the dagger out and use more force compared to when I stabbed the statue. Wow! Holy! Their tension is like getting really bad. Oh no. Battles have raged on in Myria for months. Daily battle reports flood in like snowflakes. The Sanctide Court has controlled Myria for a long time, and familiarity with the oceanic planet's terrain compensates for their inferior troops. The Empire's advance is exceptionally slow. Uniting a war is merely a furious choice. Killing 1,000 enemies means losing 800 of your own. Given the circumstances, the best solution is to kill Rafayel. At first, I'm reluctant about the banquet, but after some careful consideration, this seems to be the perfect opportunity. I shall use this chance to figure out what Rafayel intends to accomplish with this death banquet, so I attend the event. Oh man, so a battle has been happening, like, on the sidelines, and because of it, like, tension between them two went from really nice to now it's, like, all over. Oh man. The spaceship hosting the banquet floats quietly in the cosmos, while forces remain hidden nearby to provide support at a moment's notice. Unlike ordinary spaceships, this vessel has been divided into banquet halls of various sizes. Its interior possesses luxurious decorations. The quiet corridor is seemingly endless. The Sanctide Court members walk ahead and lead me into the banquet hall located at the spaceship's innermost depths.
His quintessence is waiting for you inside.
Inside, there's only one lit lamp above the center of the long table. Across the dark red curtains, shadows dance with the swaying candlelight. Rafayel sits on one side of the long table. Next to him is a wine glass that's half full. It's as if he's been waiting for quite some time. The supposedly dreadful grand unveiling banquet is drinking with the Sanctarch?
I wouldn't say it's the grand unveiling banquet. I prefer to think of it as a private invitation. Everyone who has been invited to attend must first demonstrate their loyalty to the Sanktide Court. You're the only exception.
But the guests are people from the Empire. Rafayel raises his hand slightly, and the red curtains behind the table are open. Beyond the glass, a statue of the stellar ocean stands in the center of another dimly lit banquet hall. Boxes of gold, silver, and jewels lie at the foot of the statue. Their scatters reflection fragmented solemn lines until they're barely recognizable. Is it a bunch of stuff that you took? Some imperial ministers are devoutly reciting prayers before the statue.
I didn't force them to do anything. I told them to attend the banquet and offer their most prized possessions. Then, they can gain the Sanctide Court's favor. Once the war in Muria ends, they can become members of the Sanctide Court. They'll possess a status that's far more superior to an Imperial citizen's. The people of the Empire might revere them.
That's a devious plan. Because I don't even think you can even let that happen either.
They suspected that I had killed quite a few attendees here. Yet, when it comes to the taste of power, they were willing to betray their country.
Raphael walks up to the glass and looks at the people on the other side. He seemingly enjoys their greedy behavior. You give the useful ones who happen to hold high positions in the Empire, convert them to your cause, and use them to undermine the Empire's rule. You extort riches from those who aren't useful to you. Your tactics are more ruthless than actual warfare. He turns, picks up a wine glass, and hands it to me.
Since this is a banquet, let's have a drink first.
I ignore the glass and don't look at him.
Constantly targeting each other will only ensure mutual destruction. But we can change our approach.
How? Everything seems wrong right now.
For example, we can cooperate.
The Sanctide Courts control Aspertif. Cooperation will be difficult when there's a conflict of interest. As soon as I turn to leave, an irresistible voice controls me. A fluorescent blue rises in Raphael's pupils. My people are outside, Rafayel.
No one wants to see a fight to the death. If anything, I'm your best choice. My sincerity is eliminating traitors in their quest for power. Do you actually need those who forsake the Empire for small favors?
I watch myself pick up the glass. I drain it in one go. Everything suddenly becomes hazy. I can't even clearly see what's in front of me. There was something in the wine? Where are you taking me?
It'll be over soon.
Oh. Man, Raphael is just a devious little... Oh.
Welcome to my private domain, Your Majesty.
Where the heck are we? But it looks really nice though. What did you do at the banquet?
The guests demanded miracles. They got what they wanted. Look.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Imperial power stole their land, blood, and lives. They resisted. However, faith can make them willingly offer up those things.
Don't forget, your faith was built upon my territory. Oh! He's enjoying every second of this, though. You're witness by choice. You can either submit to me or die by my blade.
Will my death benefit you? Killing me would be the worst choice.
Oh, but he forces her?
Try it. I don't mind.
Wow! What in the... Why? What the... Wait, I didn't mean to. What the hell? You use your power to trick me?
I let you see your own heart, didn't I?
I let you see your own heart. Well, I guess because playing like, you know, she has to play the Empress role and she's threatening him, but in reality she would not want it off like Rafayel at all. You win. Tell me what you want.
To make me submit, you need more than power.
Okay. Huh?
Use yourself.
What? Oh, we still have the potion though. If you want me, then you have to give up yourself up to me too. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, this looks really pretty. Holy shit. But wow. Oh my god.
From now on, you and I, together with our power, we're conspirators.
He Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so much happened. Like, but we didn't drink the potion, did we? Or because it still counts because she was drinking it anyway. Holy shit. I slept for a long time on Rafayel's private island. I dreamt that I was still floating and sinking in Muriel's sea. Days I feel a searing pain as if my soul has been split in half. There's an emptiness within my body. I didn't want to float anymore, yet as I struggled, my consciousness was slowly embraced. Even without opening my eyes, I knew it was Rafayel. He's the strangest person I've met, yet he's also the one I'm most familiar with. A part of himself warmly, tenderly fills me. Our lives are intertwined. The Empire's Empress, the Sanctite Court Saint Arc, those identities are cast aside. We're just simply Kimiko and Rafayel. Okay, but when I wake up, I feel as if I've emerged from seawater. There's not a single ounce of strength left in my body. The morning light in the cosmos is more tranquil than the water's surface. It streams in through the portholes to quietly announce the arrival of dawn. Rafayel is holding me, and he relaxes his grip once he sees I'm awake. I remember what you said to me when we were in the Miriam Chapel. It's time. You were referring to the time that belonged to Rafayel and Kimiko. I raised my hand, and my fingers caressed Rafayel's cheek. From that point on, you were no longer Rafayel to me. You were only the Sanctite Court Saint Arc.
Actually, I was wondering if the time that belonged to Rafayel and you could last forever. So forget what I said. I didn't mean it.
Rafayel lowers his gaze. Only now is he honest with his emotions. His words return to me. Maybe opponents who are evenly matched can be great conspirators. Aww. The speedboat stops in the middle of the ocean. Rafayel holds my hand and he guides me to jump into the deep sea. Like, I like how we're still with him, but like, is my military coming to find me? Like, we've been with Rafayel this whole time. He technically made us go somewhere else without permission. We returned to where we once. Oh my god. We returned to where I once discovered Rafayel. As for drifts like butterflies in the water, they sway with the current.
When I was little, I almost drowned. But that experience allowed me to discover the mysterious connection between my body and Astaspith. I can harness its energy to do some unexpected things.
Rafayel closes his eyes, and the Astaspith seems to have sensed his presence. They transform into slender conduits that channel energy into his body.
During tide prayer, the energy in my body is almost depleted, so I need to return to Muria's seas every year. I'll be slightly weaker than usual on that day.
Rafayel takes my hand, and the Astaspith follows him to surround me. The pulsation surges into my chest. I think I could feel the power you mentioned, Rafayel. I've absorbed the Astaspith. Does this mean I can control others? I give it a try. Rafayel, kiss me. Surprised for less than half a second, Raphael understands. Smiling, he approaches me.
You can't test your newfound skill on me, even if I'm not being controlled by you.
He caresses my cheek, then his lips are pressing against mine. They're the only warmth in this cold seawater.
I'd still do it.
Oh my god. As Raphael gently kisses me, I can sense the power that comes with adjectives as well as our emotions. I think that if I stood in an open sea, mentioning love would be enough to make schools of fish follow me. They swim towards land. I had no intention of using warfare as a long-term strategy. It's more like the result of countless causes, a choice one must use because there's nothing else. But fortunately, it's not the end. Since I can't completely eliminate the Santec Court, I might as well take the olive branch that Rafayel extended. We'll step back and cooperate. This is the rational calculation and the outcome I want. After discussing it with the ministers, the Empire and the Santec Court agreed to a ceasefire in Myria. In exchange, the Santec Court and the Empire fairly divided the mining rights for Asphatif and clarified the respective interstellar authorities. For centuries, the power struggle between the Santec Court and the Empire has ebbed and flowed, but in this era, it has subsided temporarily. Ooh, that's so good. The nights in Myria are as lively as ever. Theater's curtains are open and a brand new play is reaching its climax.
Starting today, you shall be my empress. I will honor you. You shall never be tainted when you receive my love.
Under the stage lights, the Sanctar takes the hand of the Empress. When he tries to kiss the back of her hand, she avoids it.
Your promises are like that beach's sand. They'll disappear once the waves wash over them. How can I trust you?
My dear Empress, you are my diamond in the deep sea. You're dazzling and precious. How could I possibly deceive you?
You're talking to me about love? In your eyes, it's a trivial matter.
Oh, he loves her.
Why did that sound so funny? In the audience, everyone is moved. The delicate silk handkerchief failed to contain the falling tears. However, the Empress pulls out a sharp dagger from under her beautiful yet heavy dress. She presses it against the throat of the Saint-Arc. Okay, yeah, because I was like, this place sounds kind of familiar, but I guess they're doing it that way.
I had a very long dream. In it, we held blades at each other's throats.
Yo, I'm really loving the reactions in this.
We're like the moon and its reflection on the sea's surface. We can't escape each other, yet we'll always be separated, unable to be close.
Aww.
Mother, aren't they in love? Why would they want to kill each other?
You're still young. You don't understand that they must hate each other because of their circumstances, but they love each other because it's what they desire.
This like commentary is killing me. Okay, I understand like the point of the story is the fact like they were supposed to be enemies technically, but as time went on and getting to know each other, they fell in love nicely. The curious crowd frantically enters the theater to witness the love and hatred between the Saint-Arc and the Empire's Empress. When someone in Myria says the word love, the sea breeze carries their story. Okay. So maybe the amusement display is just taking place way later in the future, like when we're not really around. Because that's what it sounds like. But like, okay, this was really interesting. Like, they really tie in the way Raphael is, like, story-wise, like canon lore-wise, like really nicely in this card. How they talk about him, he's from a planet called Myria, same thing like Moria. Apparently our kind or our empire went after his planet and they kind of took over, sadly off a lot of the people there, and then he's technically taking out our empire people as like a pretty much revenge, which is literally like Raphael's kind of story. It's very interesting that they really like tied connections to it. And I really I find it interesting how at first they pretty much was like, they were indifferent with each other because they kind of just knew each other because that's the roles that they play. But once they were able to kind of know each other properly and having a time to actually, the dancing and just being by like themselves without the roles, they found out that they have a lot in common. They're very like interested in each other. They pretty much started falling in love, and it was very interesting to see how they played it out. Since there was so much tension with this whole planet situation and getting this certain type of mineral, because that's a big deal in the Empire, and his planet has it, and apparently he's using also it because he has the power to use it. Same thing as like being like a merman and his real story. It's very interesting how they tie all of it together. It was really good. It was a really good story. And somehow, how he says that now we're conspirators because he took her away. They, I guess, struck a deal kinda, and then that was it. But the way he did it was very, very interesting. I was like, damn. And right after the potion drinking, he went straight after kissing. He sounds so hungry. Like, he goes right in for it. It's like, totally. Like, look at him here. He is like, I don't know. It's really nice. Oh, it was a simple, good story. There's nothing bad about it. I thought it was nice the way, like I said, it ties into how he is normally to here. It was really cool seeing how he is here with the, how he's like essentially the leader of this place that, like I said, we're supposed to be enemies, but it doesn't work out because we eventually fall in love. Overall, simple, nice story. Not much to it. No amount of disguise can hide the moment we fall in love. That is so cute. This was really nice. This was a really nice story. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching my reaction to Rafayel's Fires of Devotion. So what do you guys think of the story? Did you like it? Is there anything particularly you find interesting? What do you think of the Kindle? Like I said, the Kindles in this banner just looks overall pretty. Just seeing like how the galaxy was, how he showed it off to her, like it really looks so freaking pretty. Like, I just love all of the scenery in this particular these cards and stuff, and this is no exception to it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. Like I said, let me guys know in the comments down below of his story, Kindle and not. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.